So do you want to know what that strange looking thing is there in front of that lens? Well, it's one of these. This strange looking thing is a K&N air filter. Every bike usually has an air filter. There's a good reason for having an air filter. It's to filter the air. I know my stuff, mate. I'm joined by Nick O'Kane, who's the ace at K&N, knows everything. So don't deny any knowledge now. I want to know everything, the ins and outs, the pros and cons of air filtration. You know, because you know, don't you? First of all, now I know that K is the 13th letter of the alphabet, and N follows on afterwards. Where does the K and N come from?
Kenny and Norman.
Oh, that's very technical, that, isn't it?
From the States.
Is that right?
Yeah, they were desert racers, and they decided that they needed some air filters to stop the sand from going into the engines.
So they made.
So they designed it, and we've taken over.
Well, it's coming a bit now, isn't it? It's just a huge organisation, isn't it? There's a fair few people in the empire, isn't there?
Yes.
And you do clever filters for performance bikes.
Yeah.
But we're not got to forget a standard air filter in the air filter box.
No, we do a lot of replacement air filters for the air filter boxes. They supply more air. They give a lot longer life, and they're totally rewashable.
So I've got my bike, and I go to work on my bike, say something like a GS 550 or something, a regular commuter machine.
Right.
And I would ordinarily have to go to the shop and buy a 15, 16 quid air filter every 4,000 miles, if I was conscientious, because I know that a lot of people don't change the filters as often as they should.
That's right.
But should I do that? Why should I put one of them in?
A paper filter will just clog up. Okay, so once it's dirty, as you say, you have to throw it away.
Yeah.
With the K&N, once it gets dirty, you can actually rewash it. Keep on using the filter, so it's guaranteed for 1,000,000 miles, so it'll last forever.
Is that all, 1,000,000 miles?
1,000,000
Flipping
miles.
Yeah, that'll take me to work once or twice, won't it?
So, once you've actually bought one, that's it, you don't have to buy any more.
Right.
Okay. And they also flow about 40% more air than the standard paper filter.
So what does that mean then?
So that means that your engine's going to get more air, producing more power. So it'll give you better throttle response and better drivability.
Will that fit my moped? I'm already excited. No, I understand that, I know that, and the folks out there now are getting a clearer picture.
Okay.
But there's a little bit more to it than that, isn't there? Because you've got other things, like if it was a performance filter, for example, you wouldn't stop at that. What would you do then to complement the filter?
Well, we'd have to, if you give an engine a lot more air, you'd have to give the engine more fuel. And that's where Dynajet kits come into it.
Yeah.
And Dynajet kits are tailor-made for each bike so that they fit the carburetors and give the bikes more fuel.
So what's this contraption you've got here behind us, Nick?
This is an airflow demo machine.
An airflow demo machine.
Yeah. We've got 3 fans sucking air at the moment through a paper filter.
Yes.
Okay.
This, as in the original equipment?
Original paper filter.
Right.
Okay. And that'll suck through there, and then the air is being blown up the tube. There's a ball in the tube at the moment. Okay. Yeah. Now we've also got a K&N filter which is underneath here.
Right then.
And if we cover the paper filter up, you can see the difference the K&N makes. It flows up to 40% more air. Okay.
Yeah.
Compared to the paper filter. There's no strings or wires attached or anything.
There's nothing up your sleeve.
No. Okay. We're not doing anything.
Right.
It's just the basic difference between the K&N filter and the paper one.
I'm impressed. It does prove a point. Right, it does prove a point. And this is motorcycle related, this, isn't it?
It's motorcycle related. Standard Fireblade, for instance, filter has a paper filter in it. You fit a K&N into it, you get up to 40% more air going through there.
Right.
Okay? They're totally rewashable, recleanable, guaranteed for 1,000,000 miles.
Well, does this cost people a fortune? Are we talking big bucks for a filter?
No, not at all. Not really. Maybe up to like twice the price of a standard filter. Okay, they do differ slightly within the price.
Depending on the manufacturing level, like, I mean, on some filters you've got all this lot, and then others they're just quite a simple thing, aren't they? So that would cost similar prices to the original.
Yeah, something around it. So basically, once you've actually bought the filter, that's it. It'll stay in the bike or the car or the plane.
And that's when it becomes cost effective then?
Definitely, yeah.
What do you mean, a plane and a train?
Well, we do it for planes, trains, cars, bikes. We do anything with an internal combustion engine, we build a filter for.
After that explanation from Nick, we then went over to the factory where they produce the filters. This is the filter gauze which is brought in from the States. It's then cut down into various different sizes for various different filters. That's motorcycle, cars, buses, whatever it's used for. It's then clipped together and put onto the moulding machine. And this moulding machine is for mass production. But in the UK, they've got a unique method of making one-off filters. and it's such a secret they wouldn't really let us into that particular department. After it comes out of this fancy and special moulding machine, it's then moved over to another department in the factory, and then it's sprayed with the specialised K&M filter oil. This helps to protect the filter. Look at this. Amazing technology. So it looks like we've missed a bit. Well, we haven't missed a bit, because that is how it comes out of this machine, and that is how it ends up. What happens is the oil spreads itself across the area, and it's done this way so that they don't put too much oil on, and of course then the oil doesn't go everywhere. And this is the girls boxing and labelling the filters, ready to go on the shelves. Behind me here now, this is the secret bit. This is actual production area, and K&N don't want anyone else to see this, so we're not allowed to film it. So come on, Stan, move. You're not allowed to film it. Stan, will you get out of here? They've even got an R&D centre where they test the filters in the vehicles on the rolling roads, and the whole place just blew me away. The whole place was very impressive, but that lad was getting nowhere on that bike. I'm not doing my shopping. It does look like I'm in a department store or a grocer's and I'm getting a few bits and pieces, but no. This is where they keep everything, and I've just noticed one here that will go down very nicely. This is where the final product is boxed and then stored, and everything's got a reference number, and on that reference number will be a filter to fit a particular bike. When it comes off this shelf here and put in this basket, it then goes into the huge cartons which are around the corner in yet another building, and then that will be distributed to various different exotic locations around Europe. Now I've got one there for Paul, could do with one for Jeff, in fact, ZZR. Ooh, Jeff will be pleased with me. GSXR 750, perfect. I've got a mate in Monaco who will absolutely adore a K&M filter on his bike.